last General Board meeting for the session. I pray that we have quorum. There's not a lot of stuff on this agenda. There's a lot of new faces in here that I do not know. Hopefully, I'll allow you to introduce yourself to the board, right? So when we go through roll call, I would like for everybody to stand up so everybody know who everybody is when your name is called. I met one or two of the new members today. It is an honor and a pleasure to meet you all. I appreciate you doing your civic duty and being a part of Community Board 5. I think Community Board 5 is the best board citywide. We fight for our people. There's transparency. All of our meetings are recorded. You can see them on YouTube. We have an Thank you, Board Member Finn. Thank you. We have refreshments for you guys. You're welcome to eat while we're having our meeting. We have Ms. Chappelle from the district office serving. Thank you very much. We have the district manager, Ms. Perkins, who made sure that we had the food today. Thank you very much. And we have the new officer, Ms. Perez, who I'm going to allow to speak a little later. But thank you and your team very much for 127. And I think we also have the Q team from the 7-5. Are you from the 7-5? Yes? We have the Q team from the 7-5. Thank you very much. Okay? So we're going to go into our community speaking part of the meeting. And by that time, hopefully we have quorum so we can do our board business, because we got to have quorum to vote anything up or down. Okay, so I'm going to introduce myself again and then pass the mic to my executive board. Alice Lohman, the proud chair of CB5.
Charles Bullock, second vice chair, CB5.
Gina Watson, recording secretary, CB5.
Miguel Feliciano, first vice chair. This is our last meeting, so it's been an honor and a privilege to have served you, and we ask for your support, because we're only as strong as the support we get from you. So please support us.
Ro Johnson, Sergeant at Arms, CB5.
Thank you. I'm going to pass the mic to Mr. Bullock.
Good evening, everyone. For Community Voices, the first person we have up is Angus Fisher.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Angus Fisher, and I'm coming to you from our organization, Innovative Resilience, East Brooklyn Village. And I want to thank everyone. I want to speak from my hat from Juneteenth, NYC. I want to thank everyone that came out this weekend that supported our Juneteenth festival and parade. It was amazing. We had fun. The weather did nothing short but shine for us. I also want to let everyone know about tomorrow's meeting that I'm having. The Merchants Association meeting is going to be virtual online. You can come see me for any information on it. And have a blessed and hot and safe summer.
Up next, we have Amira Lane, 400 Montauk Community Garden.
Hello, my name is Amiria Allen. I am going to speed through 3 things because I'm putting on different hats. First, within my capacity as a community gardener and a Black urban farmer, 400 Montauk Community Garden located at 956 New Lots Avenue, which is literally the corner of Montauk and New Lots. We are having an event for families, individuals who love to read, right, to come to our garden. Our theme is you read what you sow. So we will be having free books, right? But if you have a book that you want to continue to read, you are welcome to do so. Bring a blanket, bring a snack. We will also have light refreshments. Once again, we are giving away tons of free books for all ages, as well as some language-based, because we want to be as diverse and inclusive as much as possible. Once again, that will be June 28th, which is a Sunday at 1 p.m., located at 956 New Lots Avenue. My other hat, as an Eastern New York Restoration LDC board member, just wanted to give everyone an update. We're excited to have finally wrapped up the People's Money, which is a citywide participatory budgeting process managed by NYC Civic Engagement. And this particular civic engagement process is for young people as young as 11 and older can vote. It is 1,000% anonymous, does not matter your immigration status. But I also wanted to highlight one of our schools, which is Liberty Middle School, that had the most amount of votes, 312, in their community. So we were able to celebrate them by partnering with a local business called Sugar Hill Creamery, and they were able to receive free ice cream, the entire school. And then in my other capacity as a community member that is really interested in making sure that all students are seen and heard, I serve as a multilingual New York City Advisory Council member, which is a membership of 50 people across New York City, and we are commissioned by the New York City Public Schools to improve education for students who speak languages other than English. Our goal is really to make sure that everyone is seen and heard, all languages, right? The world languages as well as the heritage language, and making sure that families understand their access to resources to ensure the success of their child. Now, this district, District 19, right, we had a total of 25 beautiful young people who recently graduated with a seal of biliteracy. That is a huge accomplishment, given the fact that this is something that not a lot of people are aware of. This particular seal of biliteracy, we had our inaugural graduation. 3,000 students across New York City. District 19 was there representing, and we need to celebrate our young people who have mastered another language, right? But can also speak that language, whether it's English, world, anything, right? But it's beyond just like, you know, speaking the language. They can write it, they can read it, they can interpret it, and this definitely prepared them for a global stage because we are a multicultural city, and it's important that our young people continue to be connected to all cultures because that will put them at a very much so advantage, especially when it comes to their careers. Thank you.
Next, we have Dr. Andrea Mitchell, Hope for Outreach. Hope for All Outreach.
I love the multiplicity of roles that we all have. It's all about community. So I guess I wear my two hats. So from Hope for Outreach Center, we are a mental health clinic, and we are providing home community-based services. And quickly, what that is we will be training people to work with their own families who have mental health issues, similar to the home health care model. So everybody know what that is. We go in, we train, and we help people get back into society. I'm just making it very short. With that being said, if I'm your cousin, I can work for you, and I can get paid for that, right? Home community-based services is a good program, it's an excellent program, and it is a preventive program, right? Give it up for that, because you might need a job. Also, give me a second here. Summertime, we need to be praying, right? All the time, right? Summertime, we need to tear down some strongholds. So on behalf of Brooklyn Collective Clergy, we will be having our boots on the ground, tied up, laced up in Brownsville. We're going to start on Legion and Picken this Saturday at 10 a.m. Legion and Picken Avenue, walking straight down Picken Avenue, tearing down these strongholds and praying for these small businesses on Picken Avenue. Remember what Picken Avenue used to look like? Come on, we got to get a comeback. If the Knicks can get a comeback.
That's right. Let's go, Knicks.
If the Knicks can get a comeback, if the Knicks can get a comeback, Brownsville, Picken Avenue can get a comeback. Right? So it's going to take all of us to meet with me and my team as we tear down some strongholds. Because who needs a storefront? They all up and down Picken Avenue. Why are we letting everybody else come in here and get it? Because we don't trust each other. But let's stay faithful this summer, because we all know there's a cornerstone God. So he stands on every corner, right? So we need to be tearing down these strongholds, building our young people up. What the sister said, we got to back it up with prayer, right? So I ain't going to preach. I'm just going to go. But meet me at 10 a.m. on Legion and Picken Avenue at that little square center so we can begin to tear down some strongholds. If anybody with me ready to tie your lace your boots up, say, oh, yeah. All right.
That's right, Dr. Andretta. We'll be with you. We'll be with you. And I do want to remember, I want to say to you, yeah, Knicks in 5. We did that. We did that. Knicks in 5. We brought it back home. We brought it back home. This city has united with the Knicks. And I am so grateful and so humbled to be a part of it. It is such a blessing to be able to stand here and talk about the Knicks and gloat. 53 years. 53 years. CEO Perez, thank you for hanging out with us. Come up. We appreciate you. This is the new commanding officer 127. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for staying with us. You have the mic.
Do I need a mic?
CB5.
I'm Puerto Rican from the Bronx. I don't think I need a mic. But if you want me to use this mic, we're going to use this mic. How are you, everybody? I am Captain Lori Perez. I'm newly assigned here as the commanding officer of this beautiful building and our Youth Strategies Division. Like many of you, I do wear many hats, and my first hat is I am a child of God. Lord, can I get an amen? Yes. That is my first hat. And that first hat gets me through all the other hats and has brought me here at your door. I firmly believe that. So I am a mother, I'm a wife, I have 26 years in the NYPD. This is my first foray in Brooklyn. Guys, hold my hand, guide me through, I'm ready. As you can tell by my accent, I am a Bronx girl, but that's okay. That's okay, we gotta learn Brooklyn together. But I am citywide, understand that I'm citywide. All the youth programs will fall under me. But my first and foremost is this building. We need to restore this. I want you to walk in, feel inspired. I want my cops to feel inspired. I want the children to walk in, feel inspired. So whatever we can do together to make that happen, I want this to feel like home for everybody. I want it clean, inspiring, vibrant. I want words of affirmation on every wall. So please help me to get to that goal. Once we clean up this building, my next goal is programming. We got to bring these programs back for these kids. There is no reason these kids are doing these takeovers in the street and saying they're bored. There's no reason for that. We are here, and we're going to provide them with all the tools and resources they need so that they won't be bored, so they're not doing those takeovers. So that's what I want to do this in partnership with you. I heard we have a garden over here. I'm hoping we can get a garden in there. I'm going to work on getting that kitchen, guys. Listen, I can't promise you everything, but I'm going to promise you I'm going to try till my last dying breath. So I'm here, I'm upstairs, my door is always open. I love ideas. This energy you see here is the energy you're always going to get. So I look forward to working with all of you. I have my cards in the back, but sincerely, if you have any ideas of programming, I am here for all of it. Thank you so much for giving me the time. It's such a pleasure. I started Monday. This was my first foray in, and my first meeting was here, Community Board 5, because I heard this was the best, and I could tell it is. Thank you so much. Oh, does anybody have any questions for me? Anything quick? Or you can see me on this. Yes, yes. I'll be back there for a little bit, but you can see me on the side. But if not, please come visit me and let's talk about how we could take care of these kids. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next is Charles Bullock.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. I came to give information about the Carpenters Union. My nonprofit is called Shades of the Trades Mentorship and Leadership, and what I do is I try to connect the community with the union so we can have those great jobs right here in the community. The importance of having these jobs in the community means benefits, 401k, dental, also vacation checks, things that we need in life. So I have dates for the next info session for the Carpenters Union. You could take it down. July 8th, 2026, and the address is 395 Hudson Street, New York, on the second floor. The number for the Carpenters Union, you can write this down, 212-727-2224. And the time that they're doing the recruitment is from 9 to 10 a.m., but I encourage anyone who's going to go at least 2 hours earlier to secure your spot in line. The minimum requirements to become a carpenter is a high school diploma or a GED. Also, there are pre-apprenticeship opportunities. There's a website called www.carpenterstrainingscenter.org. There's a pre-apprenticeship called Building Works, which is a 3-week boot camp that guarantees you a spot in the union once you complete it successfully. So I encourage a lot of people who are not, sure what they're going to do to go through the boot camp so they could get an idea what the union is and what it's about to be on a construction site before you actually enter. Again, Nixon 5. It really united the whole city. I ain't gonna lie, I was out there at the parade. We all had fun. The city needed it. And I seen our councilwoman, Sandy Nurse, out there with the basketball players representing. Again, this is our last meeting of the session. I want to thank everybody and have a great summer. Thank you.
The officer from 7-5, Sergeant. You're next. Yeah. This is, I don't even know your name. Sergeant North from the 7-5 from the Q team. He's here from the 75th Precinct, and he brings greetings, and he'll tell a little bit about the Q team.
Hi, how you doing, everyone? My name is Sergeant Noor. I'm a quality life sergeant at the 75 Precinct. I'm mostly covering the day shift, anytime between 10 in the morning to 6 p.m. So I'm actually past my tour, but obviously I got the opportunity to speak, so I said I'd gladly introduce myself. As you know, 7-5 Precinct, we're bombarded with calls. As a sergeant myself, I'm answering 50 to 70 jobs a day, like no breaks. We do deal with a huge volume of 311 calls, quality of life stuff, anything you guys have. I tell people all the time, keep documenting it. I know I was speaking to a young lady just now about parking situation, and I say just keep documenting it. Reach out to us, call the precinct, call me. I can leave my phone number. Any issues you guys have, whether it's drug issues, quality of life, violations. We do a lot of theft operations for stores, businesses. I work with very close with a lot of the businesses here in East New York. And we deal with large volume of retail theft that we have. But you guys have anything else, please reach out to me. Like I said, I'm here 10 to 6, 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week. So you're more than welcome to reach out for anything you have, all right?
Thank you, and send our regards to the inspector at 7-5, okay? Have a great evening, stay safe.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Odessa Finn. Odessa Finn.
Peace and blessings, CB5. Y'all looking good tonight. I have missed you all. My work as a midwife has kept me traveling quite a bit outside of the country, so I have not seen many faces. It's good to see you all looking good and being well. I am Odessa Finn, the proud co-chair of the Land Use and Housing Committee, where we fiercely fight against the displacement of our neighbors and low-income housing that ain't for the really low income. I am here tonight speaking to you as not the Land Use and Housing Committee co-chair, but the proud founder and executive director of Aurora Midwifery Foundation. That is my nonprofit, where I offer, thank you for clapping it up for that. We offer reproductive health and health education. We offer wellness, and I'm going to talk to you about a wellness event, and have a mutual aid framework. What is mutual aid? Neighbors helping neighbors. For those of us that are old enough to remember when your neighbor watched you after school because your mother had to work, or you could sit in the store and not have a problem until your mother came, you wait for your siblings at the bus stop and your neighbors were looking out for you, that's mutual aid. And what that does, why would a midwife care about that? It helps us to have wellness. It helps us to not be so anxious about the things that we have responsibility over because we've got someone that we know is looking out for us. I can't tell you how many times, as a new resident in Community Board 5 in this district, in my building, my kids would get locked out. And I worked all the way in the Bronx. And the first time it happened, terror struck. I was like, what am I gonna do? I have to leave work. I work nights as a midwife. And my neighbor, who's a police officer, she said, don't worry about it. I'm gonna take them in, I'm gonna give them dinner, they're gonna have a bath, they'll do their homework and they go to bed, it's okay. That happened 4 more times. And as it happened, I found out in the morning when I got home, oh yeah, the kids got locked out again. But it did something to my nervous system to know, even if it ever happened again, my neighbors got my back. So I am offering a virtual wellness session to commemorate Juneteenth. I intentionally set it at the end of the month so that as we are reflecting on the history and celebrating at the same time, we can do some work. The title of the program is Intergenerational Trauma, Toxic Stress, and Healing in the Black Community. So as we identify how historical trauma, generational trauma, epigenetic trauma lives in our nervous system, we can identify this and work on ways to regulate ourselves and regulate our neighbors. The event is going to be online Saturday, June 27th at 1 p.m. I will leave the flyer in the back. You can scan the QR code or go to the link. You can also call me on my phone, 646. Oh. Then the whole world had my number. Thank you so much, Chairwoman, for having my back. See, this is neighbors helping neighbors. Having everybody in the world calling my...
We learned that lesson with the inspector from 7-5.
Okay.
He got phone calls from California.
Well, CB5 is live in California. But feel free to pass this information along and share it with your neighbors. Thank you.
Up next, we have Randy Ray, Community Organization Events.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, this is my first time. Please excuse me. I'm the Family Engagement Specialist from the Opportunity Hub. If everybody is familiar with the Opportunity Hub, we're located in Starrett City, 1234 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm here to bring to you guys, please give me a second. The Opportunity Hub is hosting a farm stand from now every Thursday to November 19th. From 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on 1390 Pennsylvania Avenue next to the ice cream truck. So if you're familiar where the ice cream truck usually stops at, right by the 83 bus stop, behind it, we set up the farm stand. It's a great opportunity to purchase fresh, affordable fruits and vegetables while supporting healthy eating in our community. We accept a variety of payment methods, including cash, credit, debit cards, EBT, and FMNP benefits. So it's accessible for everyone. If you are interested, I have flyers in the back that shares more information. And we encourage you to stop by, explore the fresh produce available each week. Share this information with your family, friends, and neighbors. Together we can make a healthy eating more accessible throughout our community.
Thank you. Up next, we have Delcia Marshall, Gotham, East New York.
Good evening, everyone. Delicia Marshall for Gotham Health East New York. We are part of New York's public healthcare system, conveniently located at 2094 Pitkin Avenue. We have been in the community for over 50 years, but one of the things we want to make sure that everyone in the community understands is that being part of New York's public healthcare system means that we see everyone, even people that are not documented. There are a lot of people that are in our community that are afraid to come out and get healthcare because of their immigration status. They're afraid, and we have a safe space. Their immigration status does not matter. They can come out to us and get health care. We have a variety of services. We offer primary care for adults and for children, specialty services such as dental, women's health. We have optometry. You can even get your x-rays done. We have a pharmacy on site that you can get your prescriptions filled. We even have pharmacy home delivery where you can get your pharmacy prescriptions delivered to you. We are having an event at our site. We're partnering with the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs to host an ID NYC reservation event on July 9th. From 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in our lobby area. We already know that we provide quality health care, but we want to make sure that we are a resource for other things for our patients and for the community itself. So if anyone wants to come out and register to get ID NYC, it's New York City ID. We will have the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs over there, scheduling appointments for folks. We are also going to have Hunger Free with us as well, and they also provide applications assistance for SNAP, Fair Fares, and other services that our community may need. And that is it. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Ms. Bright and Brother Paul talk about Gotham all the time. So I just want you to know they speak of Gotham, the community knows of Gotham, and thank you for your service. Deron Linson. Mr. Deron Linson, come on down.
Now, y'all don't got to clap for me, but let's give it up for East New York. Where's East New York at? Come on, y'all. Let's clap it up. Let's clap it up. All right. I only been up since 4 o'clock, so I'm sorry if I got this energy. I want to take this time, with the permission of the chairwoman, and I see I got 1 minute and 40 seconds, to first and foremost say to East New York, to God be the glory. There is a effective change that will take place on July 1st, as I still serve as the Vice President of the 75th Precinct Council. To now, on July 1st, I will be coming in as the new President of the 75th Precinct Council. So I appreciate CB5. I appreciate all of you guys here. There is a change that is immediately taking effect. You guys stay tuned to our emails. CB5 has been sharing our emails. Our National Night Out will be at Sutter Ballfield Park, August the 4th. So stay tuned to that, because we're going a little bit higher this National Night Out. The second thing is that we will be having a community gathering where we will sit down with our officers and we will be pulling in our community leaders to really talk about the relationship between cops and community. I'll give you the rest of the details. Stay tuned. July 1st, you will be receiving an email from the 75th Precinct Community Council. God bless.
Up next, we have Lamine Isaac from Brooklyn Public Library.
I'm terrible with mics, so bear with me. Good evening, good people. All right, so as you know, I'm coming from the library, and I have good news and more good news. Okay, so the first good news is that I'd like to announce that the Arlington Library will be closing on July the 24th. And I know you're like, why is that good news? Because it's going to go under an extensive renovation that will provide significant upgrades to the ADA system in the library, the heating and cooling system, the windows, the roof, and other parts of the infrastructure of the Arlington Library, which is 120 years old. Okay. So again, the library is closing on July 24th, but me being a regional director for Brooklyn Public Library will not let the library close without my staff working diligently to make sure their presence is seen and felt in the community. So starting on July the 27th through November the 17th, there will be bookmobile service outside of the Arlington Library from 11 to 4 p.m. Okay. The team will be at the Cypress Hill Community Center starting on August the 3rd, and they will be there on Mondays and Wednesdays providing programs for teens and adults focused on content creation, 3D printing, computer and digital literacy, podcasting, plus they will be doing monthly outreach in the community. In addition, they will be at the Cypress Senior Center starting on August the 6th, every Thursday afternoon to provide computer basic classes, and they will also be doing monthly tabling at the Cypress Community Center. The People's Kitchen, which is a vibrant program at the Arlington Library starting on the 11th of August, will be taking new home at the New Hope Worship Center on Livonia Avenue. And if you don't know about the People's Kitchen, it's a program centered around cooking with locally grown produce from the community and around around community as well as recipe sharing. Highland Park Community Garden, through August, the library will have a presence there where they will be hosting gardening workshops and story time for children and teens. And the children's librarian, she'll be in all of the schools that she can reach throughout the closure, making sure that she read and interact with the little ones, provide library cards and other library resources to the children and families of the schools in East New York. And then we have upcoming partnerships with Arlington from Sweet Things, a children's program, children and teens program that is under discussion with multiple community partners. So it's all of that and more coming from Arlington Library. The other good news I'd like to share with you is super exciting. So about a year and a half ago, I came and presented to you all that NYCHA Library was closing. And in fact, it's closed. If you drive past, you see that it's still closed. However, we are opening a new interim service location, y'all, right in the community. So we worked really hard with community partners, and thanks to Councilmember Banks, he brought together multiple community partners from East New York, and we were able to secure a partnership with the St. Paul's Community Baptist Church. And so I don't have the exact date, but I wanted to share this good news, even if it's premature because we don't have a date, but do know that all of you are invited. I'm going to make sure that Melinda gets the mailing when we do our opening ribbon cutting, but it's going to be in the St. Paul Community Baptist Church, and that's going to be in early August. So get ready to come out, have a good time, and see our new, beautiful interim service library location for New Lots. Super exciting. And in addition to that, the New Lots team have been partnering with New Hope Church over on Livonia to provide programs on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So please be on the lookout if you want to engage and see the team over there, because they miss you all a lot. And when I talk to people in the community, they miss the team too. So thank you so much, y'all. God bless and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you. We are now going to go into our elected officials. We have our councilwoman in person, Sandy Nurse.
Right. Good evening. Sorry I haven't been here for a while. It's been busy, to say the least, but I wanted to make sure I came here before the last session of the year. I'm also very tired. I forget the last person who came up here hasn't slept. Ready to go lay down. But I just want to thank Community Board 5 for all you've done over your session. We appreciate everything you do. This is the best community board. Don't tell anybody else. Don't tell anybody, even though we're on YouTube. I'll try to keep it short because I know you all want to get to your agenda. I do have a couple of updates. First of all, I know he's in here, but I don't want to steal his thunder, but I do want to congratulate Christian Celeste Tate on a very hard-fought election yesterday.
I didn't recognize you in the back. You cut all your hair off.
He's trying to be in the cut.
Yeah, he's trying to be in the cut.
To be fair, he probably also has not slept. I just want to say we recognize the service that has been done many years by the assembly member, but I am personally looking forward to working with Christian, and I know that together we are going to really be able to tackle some issues here, and really looking forward to it, so congratulations again. A couple small things, well, not that small, but congratulations to all the families that have graduates. We just came back from a graduation an hour ago, so congratulations. I also want to extend a congratulations to PS7 on Jamaica Ave. They were our participatory budgeting winners for this cycle, and they won a $750,000 gym upgrade. And it's crazy because that school had almost 5,000 votes. They had 4,825 votes, which is almost more than people voted in this election. Okay, so people are on notice. The kids are voting, and we are not. But they're very excited, and Principal Barrett did a lot of work to mobilize that community. I want to thank the agency partners that are here for joining our Highland Park interagency safety meeting this week. Every year we get together and we just do a rundown of what is our plan for Highland Park for the summer. We know it's an area where we get a lot of quality of life complaints, so I just want to thank all of the agencies and community partners that were there. I want to mention that tomorrow we are having a virtual briefing for CB5 and CB16 members on the Community Opportunity to Purchase Act. So we'll be hosting it with the coalition it was a bunch of coalition of community land trusts. I can't remember at this moment, but it's going to be a lot of groups, and they're going to break it down, and we'll all be able to answer and walk through this and answer a lot of questions, especially because we've done a lot of work to amend the legislation. And lastly, we are down to the last few days of the city budget. Normally we have a little more time to talk to community about what's coming down the pipeline, but because the state budget was late, very significantly late, we were not able to fully get to our budget on time. So we only have a few more days before it's due. I do want to mention a couple things. In the last couple years, one thing that I've done, and I've done with my colleagues in the Progressive Caucus, is we've really focused on housing, and we were able to get a program called Open Doors, kind of revived from the dead. And Open Doors is a home ownership program. It's where HPD builds houses or apartments, and they are for moderate and low income folks to be able to have a pathway to ownership. And because of the work we did a couple years ago, the mayor actually picked up that program and doubled it this year. So we're gonna have a lot more money for home ownership, which I know is a big priority for CB5. This year, what we've focused on is NYCHA vacancies and vacancies in supportive housing. Right now, NYCHA has a goal of they do about 300 to 500 repairs of the vacant units that need a lot of lead abatement, asbestos abatement. We are trying to get them to do 1,000 units a month because there are obviously thousands and thousands of families that need housing. We have 100,000 students in our shelter system. And so I don't know if we're going to get there this year on this, but we are going to continue the fight. And we partnered with Councilmember Chris Banks on this, who is the public housing chair. And lastly, we're really fighting for city FEPS, the city voucher program. We are asking for an expansion of it. There are many of us who will not vote for this budget without it. We want to move away from our expensive, bloated shelter system and moving people into permanent housing with the voucher program. It is a hard line for us, and and we are asking the administration to drop their lawsuit. The council passed this legislation last year. What it was expand the amount of vouchers that we could get families, like 30,000 to 40,000 families out of shelter and into housing. It was also going to help with utilities, because we know those have skyrocketed. The last administration refused to implement this, and then we had to sue them, they sued us. We've been back and forth suing each other about this. We're asking this administration to drop the lawsuit. Let's get to the table and come to a number. We'd love your support on that. We want to get people out of shelters into housing. We want our NYCHA developments fixed up, and we think the city can do better. So as we're down to the end. There's only a few more days. We're hoping, if you have time, help us hold the line. Reach out to your council member who's been very supportive of this and is actively fighting, but also reach out to the administration. So thank you very much. And happy summer. And happy 4th. And Juneteenth.
Thank you, Ms. Nurse. We have Marquise Edie from the Brooklyn Borough President's Office. Marquise.
Hello. I don't really have any important things to say, but we're hosting a World Cup watch party at Cypress Hills at 6 o'clock tomorrow, if you all would like to join. And that's it.
Thank you. There's a watch party tomorrow at Cypress Hills. Thank you. We have Renee Trotman from Latrice Walker's office.
Good evening, CB5 family. So, Assemblywoman Walker has her third Saturday advisory board meeting. The last one was on deed theft. That is actually still saved on the Facebook page, so for those who were not in the building for that, you can go watch it. It's on Facebook under The Real Latrice Walker. We had a lawyer there, as well as various advocates. It was a really good conversation, so it's worth going back to look at. And our next meeting will be on Saturday, July 18th. The office address is 400 Rockaway Avenue. So our meetings do continue through the summertime. And our phone number, since people already call us from California, is 718-342-1256. Anyone who has young children, the deadline for 2K enrollment, which is a new initiative that's starting this school year, the deadline for that is actually rapidly approaching. It is on June 26th. So if you have any young ones that you want to start with early education, that deadline is coming up this Friday. On July 25th, there will be the New York City Unfiltered Youth Listening Tour. That's presented in conjunction with the Black Institute and Good Call. We'll give young people ages 15 to 24, especially those impacted by the legal system, gang violence, an opportunity to share their experiences. They are going to get a $100 participatory stipend for that. So if you're not already getting our newsletter, all that information is in there on how they can register. Location will be in Brownsville and will be shared upon registration, but that's going to be on July 25th. To get our newsletter, please email Director of Communications, Rob Moore. His email address is Moore, MOORER, @nyassembly.gov. And what's the date of this? Coming up on Monday, the Assemblywoman, in conjunction with a few other members, are having End the Toll Trap. For those of you who drive, who might get tolls, who don't have an Easy Pass, I don't know if you've seen, some people are having bills in the thousands, tens of thousands of dollars, right? You have a $10 toll and a $100 fee that just keeps growing. So there will be a Zoom call on that this Monday, June 29th, 6 p.m. It's a virtual town hall. You can register by going to http://tolltrap.com, which is spelled TOLLTRAP.com. I wish everyone a very safe and happy summer.
So we're going to start our regular board business now. We're calling the meeting to order. Ms. Perkins, if you could come up and do the board members' roll call. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chair, executive board members. How's everybody doing this June? Yes, last general board of the session, but as you know, CB5 does not sleep over the summer. So be ready and make sure your email addresses are on the list so you can keep up to date with everything. I'm going to go into our roll call. Board members, when you hear your name, please answer. Again, just for the record, I'm Melinda Perkins, District Manager for Brooklyn Community Board 5. I had to get that out. I was feeling
In addition to that, everyone's going to stand up when their name is called so that we can recognize you.
Yes, because we still want to celebrate you all for your volunteerism. Thank you, Madam Chair. Y'all ready to stand up, right? Okay, now. Alyssa Abernathy. Deborah Ack. Come on, Miss Ack. Okay. All right. East New York. Alfred Adams. Thank you. Woo! Mr. Johnson, your ears are going to be ringing when you listen to this back, huh? Amelia Allen. Shawnee Bell. All right. Miss Nydia Bonifant. Alton Brown. Charles Bullock, second vice. Orissa Cameron. Natasha Cherry Perez. Ethel Cooks. How are you, Miss Cooks? Okay. Big up to Miss Cooks. Mr. Dwayne Faison. And Mr. Miguel Feliciano. Woo! Nancy Filzame. Miss Nancy. Miss Anna Fisher. Mr. Florentino. Elise Fox. Miss Jessica Franco. Odessa Finn. Jabril Gaskin. Mr. Gaskin. Aura Goodwin. Just something else. Miss Andrea Granville. Boy, you got some celebrities in here tonight. You know? Sharon Gritton, welcome. Michael Gross, Jimmy Goody, Danielle Hendricks, Karul Islam, welcome. Miss Suzanne Jacobs. Sunaya Jimenez. Ro Johnson. Grace Jones Roberts. I'm almost hesitant. I'm winking, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Deron Linson. All right, Madam Chair Alice Lohman. Boy, y'all better do this in September, too. All right, Andretta Mitchell. Okay. This is a good one tonight, right, Councilmember?
That's why CB5 is the best.
Mr. Andre T. Mitchell Mann is not here right now. Oh, that was nice. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. We definitely want to welcome him back to the board, right? Absolutely. Judith Narain. Kelly Pierre. Miss Evelyn Pugh.
Miss Pugh, it's such a blessing to be able to see you in this building. We fought. When I say we fought tooth and nail with our elected officials to get this ADA ramp fixed. So, Miss Pugh, we love you and thank you for being here with us. CB5, CB5.
Uh-oh.
CB5. All the way live, CB5.
They ready to run out of here, that's what it is. You were not supposed to say it. Okay, moving forward, Wilma Rivera. And Boris Santos. Al Scott Jr. Tanae Snuggs. Just for the camera, Miss Snuggs did a little wave. She did, I saw you. Isaiah Thomas. Brother Paul Tuma Muhammad. Luz Torres. Emily Walker. Our resident tree lover. Miss Monique Wallace. Miss Gina Watson. All right. And last but not least, of course, Miss Hazel Worley. All right, Madam Chair, we are at quorum with 32 members in attendance.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Perkins, and thank you for coming out so that we have quorum. I would be remiss if I did not give the floor to our State Assemblywoman, Ms. Nikki Lucas. Thank you so much for being with us.
All right. So are we in afternoon, evening? Where we at? All right. Good evening, everyone. So I am Assemblywoman Nikki Lucas. I do represent the 60th Assembly District, which is East New York and R.C. Brownsville, including Starrett City, for those who don't think that Starrett City is part of East New York. My office is located at 425 New Lots Avenue. It's between Vermont and New Jersey. You don't need an appointment to walk in. You can just come in. I'm gonna make it quick because y'all know me. I talk a lot. And I tend to be very long-winded. But just to share a couple of things that has happened, everybody knows, you know, we passed a significant budget that it took us 2 months late to pass. And so that you know, we don't just sit up there twiddling our thumbs. When we don't pass the budget, we don't get paid. So for 4 checks, we didn't get paid. So it's, you know, it's easy to say, let's just go ahead and agree with everything. But when you're concerned about some of the policies that could potentially impact your districts, and you're concerned about the resources that may or may not come into your district, you have to take your time with those things. And so it was well worth not getting paid for 2 months. So that's one. And I do commend my colleagues because everyone else was on the same page as well to make sure that we weren't rushing it. Some key things that was really important that we kind of got out of the budget for me. Last year, the governor passed an opportunity scholarship for community colleges, which was they were directly addressing some of the needs for a lack of a workforce in certain specialized areas, such as like nursing. And I argued last year that if they just used the word community college, what ultimately would happen is that that would X out the four-year universities that have associate programs. And so I argued for that last year, and I argued again for it this year, and this year the governor, I did a bill about it, and I didn't have to pass the bill because the governor included my bill in the budget this year. So that was a huge success. And so four-year universities like Medgar Evers, Staten Island College, Farmingdale, New York Tech, they will all benefit from it, and it expands the amount of access for people to be able to go to school for those subjects for free, for those majors for free. So that was big. When I also came in, I passed an extender for it's a tax incentive bill, but you all know it as the bill that involves scree and dree. So I passed an extender for that. But instead of us again passing another bill to extend it another couple of years, a big win for me as well this year was that the governor included it in the budget, so we didn't have to worry about that. So those scree and dree, which freezes like the rent for seniors and those with disabilities, that is officially in the budget. So that was a big win for us with that as well. Additionally, because of a lot of what was happening with deed theft, actually, one other colleague of mine and myself, we had advocated which is, to her credit, Stephanie Zinneman, argued for, they originally wanted to put $3 million into the budget, which is definitely not enough for a lot that was happening with deed theft. So and they wanted to just simply give it to the Attorney General's office. And we said, no, you have to give it to the Attorney General's office, and you have to give it to the District Attorney's offices as well, because those are two entities that actually have units that are dedicated for fighting issues for homeowners and deed theft. So we did manage to get it increased to $4.5 million. We got it in the budget. And then we also, along with my other colleagues, with the Homeowner Protection Program, we were able to get $40 million in the budget for legal, for homeowner protections, advocacy, education. So those were also big wins when it came to things that directly impact this district. I'll open it up. I do currently have in my office, I brought in some attorneys. We're gonna do a big push to advertise it as well, but I do have attorneys that are in my office. Right now we have Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're gonna be starting Wednesdays and Saturdays in addition to that, that are specifically designated to helping homeowners. We're not turning down renters, but a lot of times renters get a lot of support, and our homeowners are struggling because, you know, they're kind of just house rich. And so that's one of the things that we're also focusing on as well. But we also have been getting a lot of tenants, and we're doing advocacy for that. So across the board, we have flexed about 12 to 13 attorneys that are coming into our office, and these are free services that we're offering in the office. I probably have a bunch of other things that's happening. For those who also did not file your taxes, you're late, you don't know where to go because you want it done for free, we will be offering that as well. For those too. And we've been doing pantries. I do it from my office first Mondays of each month, and we've been moving it around the district in different areas, working in partnership along with some of the TAs and homeowner association presidents. We will be doing for homebound, we'll be doing twice a month. If they go online, they can order groceries and we'll have it delivered to them. And in addition to that, we'll soon be starting a prepped meal, like a hot meal program, where we'll be servicing certain residents, vulnerable population, at least twice a week with hot meals. So those are some of the things that we've been doing. I also allocated funding for OSHA training, and I had it put in the budget, so it's going to be recurring. But we have developed partnerships on 3 sites and locations so that we're directly linking the training with jobs. The one thing that I hate is you getting all of these trainings and you can't find a job. So we have committed to doing that. But one of the things that we've added, because we've noticed that some people can't retain the jobs when they get it. So we've added a mental health component so that we are not just training them in OSHA training, but we're teaching them how to maintain some of these jobs, basic life skills, whatever they need. And so we added a mental health and social service component to the OSHA training. We started it in Linden Plaza. Many of you don't know this, but the truth of the matter, when the previous administration came in, I walked him through Linden Plaza. I walked him through the football field, the Thomas Jefferson, and I walked him through the preservation along Louisiana Avenue. It resulted in me getting $834 million for that project in Linden Plaza. There is an organization in there that's providing social services as well, including mental health, workforce, and I added the OSHA training, which we will be moving around this year into different complexes because there's other people that can benefit from the service. And in addition to that, he cleaned up Louisiana Avenue, and we were able to get the first part of the Thomas Jefferson Field done. But the state, some people don't know this, gave me $2 million so that we could do a study, so that we can develop a dome, so we can have all access to the field, create more jobs, and in addition to that, really put some life into what that is. And so we're working on that project now. When that is done, we will be submitting a proposal to really develop on that field. At that time, we spoke to the administration, the chancellor at that time, and to do it, and then with this new administration, we've been having conversations about that as well. So that's some of the things that I've been busy doing. For those who say, well, I don't see her, you don't see me because I'm in Albany January to June. So when I'm back down here, I am outside. And for those who think that work is not being done, work is absolutely being done. I start my year off with, of course, my hat pageant that I do with Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. I then go into giving away 1,000 book bags with school supplies, shutting down the block, and offering additional resources. I've had the superintendents come out to answer questions for parents before they start their school year. We do free haircuts, free hair braiding. We then go into the Thanksgiving. We have our 4-day concert that will be coming up again. We're going to be heavily focused on wellness because I feel like it got away from that, and that's what that was really about. And then we go into Thanksgiving. Last year, we hit 13 different locations, giving out 100 turkeys with each location with the garnishings as well. And we did that in 2 days. And again, we partnered with TAs and HOAs to make sure that we got that out. And then Christmas, we roll it out with a ton of toys and characters and all that other stuff. And in between there, I did in July and October, and we will duplicate that this year as well with a partnership with the Department of Labor, where we did direct hiring halls. And the direct hiring halls, we called it that, and we were very intentional because we wanted jobs that were not ghost jobs, but actual jobs that were available. And we did a week prior to that, we did a career prep that was actually prepping people and preparing them directly for the jobs that were available on that site. So we're going to duplicate that again. We were very successful with that. Several people got jobs out of it. We started the OSHA program last year. We were able to place at least 40 jobs from that OSHA training within just that one site, but we have expanded since. So I think that's it. I promised I would talk short. I lied. But there's a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot that I'm forgetting. And again, just call. I'm going to take that question too. But just, I always ask, remember us in your prayers. Make sure that, hold us accountable. It's okay. I'm okay with being corrected. I just ask that you correct me without canceling me. Is that okay? Okay, I love y'all. And there's a question right there. Can I take a question? Okay. That the schools are not getting. So I didn't get that. I don't know anything about to be honest with you. I can get additional information regarding that, but I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, but I don't recall there being a cut in that budget for schools. Wait, speak. So let me see what that's about, because that may have something to do with the city. Right? That would be a city. So, yeah. But that's why I was like unfamiliar to me. So what we want to do, and I'm glad that you brought that up. I know the chair and I have talked about a couple of different things that we actually have coming up, and it was a little delayed because the person that was helping to plan it took sick in my office. But we are going to do an MWBE and school construction and school vending workshops. And school construction has a program. I think it's, what is it, 2-3 year program? Apprenticeship program. There's the MWBE stuff that we're doing. So we're going to take I think we agreed on a couple of weekends to actually really offer training in that and help and assist with people filling out the forms and just getting educated on the value of doing that and exposing opportunities for people to get contracts and jobs within our district. Additionally, we also talked about, which I want to, and thank you for that question, we're planning on doing something around like a Civic 101, because it's important for people to know the different level of government and what the roles are. I don't mind taking the blame for folks, but if I can't help in that area, I'm gonna assist you, but it's really not at my level of government. So we're gonna do, which we talked about for a while, we're gonna do like a Civic 101, and this is, for me, the perfect place to do it, because a diverse crowd, a multitude of people, and that's gonna be important. We have to really start educating our community on a lot of things. I'm so excited and proud of just the way and the direction that not only this board is going, but the community has been much more engaged, and I'm excited about that because our voices matter, our votes matter, and we have been so involved that it's easier to get resources when we have people that are really invested in the community. So those are some of the things that we agreed to do. I think we did initially put some dates into place, and I want to give y'all a thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I called at a last minute to ask you about, it was a bill, the commuter van bill, and I called at the last minute. I asked, can I get y'all feedback? Because certain things, I don't want to make decisions on my own like that, especially when it's going to impact the community. So I did call the chair. The chair got 2 meetings, right? It was the day before, right? And then I had her speak to my colleague, Khalil Anderson, whose bill it was. They wanted to pilot the bill, and this was one of the districts that they were doing it in. And so I wanted to get an okay from the community. And y'all really came through the last minute, and not only did you vote yes for me to support it, because if you hadn't, I would have voted no for it. But you voted yes, and I heard that there was a resolution that was done, but Ms. Melinda, can I get a copy of the resolution? Okay, thank you.
Actually, it should have been sent to everybody. It should have been sent to Mr. Anderson. It should have been anybody who CC should have received it. And if you did not receive it, we'll make sure you get it.
I appreciate that, but I just wanted to say thank you for that as well. The gentleman that's talking while I'm talking is a foundation, and he's my chief of staff, Mr. DaCosta Headley. Hi, Mr. Costa Headley. Hi. So again, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for giving me the time and putting up with my lie about talking a short period of time.
Thank you.
But I love y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. I say always at CB5, they do not send representatives. Our elected officials, they come out and they show up for us. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're gonna go into our board business. I will entertain an approval of the agenda for June 24th, 2026. Ms. Anna Fisher, second by Isaiah. I also entertain an approval of the minutes for May 27, 2026. Anybody? Okay, the minutes to be furnished with September, oh, it's not finished? Okay, so we don't need a motion for that. Okay, so we're gonna go right into the committee reports. We're gonna do that at the end because it's already 8:09. And for the sake of time, you know, I don't wanna keep anybody here longer than we have to. So we're gonna go into our voting items. Public Safety and Quality of Life Committee. You have a couple of New York State Liquor Authority applications. You want to come forward and speak about the 3 applications? I'd appreciate that. Ms. Nydia Bonifant.
Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. For the new members, welcome everybody. God bless you, everybody. Be safe during this summer. And our committee, we have Ms. Grace Jones, and we have the amazing Darren Leeson. And as you see, we're all together. We are going to be voting. Go ahead. You can speak now.
Oh, you want me to do it? Okay. So we have 3 voting items on the table. We are here to start off with the first one. We have 77 Wine Liquory Inc., located at 1207 Liberty Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11208. And we are going to approve, review for approval. The only thing that we have on there, they need to review for a corporate change of off-premises establishment. And that's it, right? Okay.
And we have our member too, Ms. Monique Wallace. Mention the other one. Carol Cafe.
Okay, so Caradet Cafe, located at 3472 Fulton Street.
No, we got to do one at a time. So you just spoke about 777 Wines Liquors, 1207 Liberty Avenue. What is the recommendation of the committee?
So, approval.
So the committee approved their applications with no concerns?
With no concerns.
Okay. So with that being said, we're looking for, Ro Johnson is making the motion. It's second by Mr. Feliciano. I'm going to ask, is there any questions before we go into our vote? Hearing none? Oh. Board Member Boris Santos have a question.
So with that, they had an error on their application, and it just needed basically to be updated. That's all it is. Okay?
Board Member Faison. Any more questions? Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the application for 777 Wine Liquor Incorporation at 1207 Liberty Avenue. We're gonna do the vote. All in favor of, Ms. Roe Johnson made the motion, and it was seconded by Mr. Feliciano, Mr. Jabril. All in favor of approving this application, say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So the ayes have it. We'll give a letter of approval for that. Now you can go into the second one.
So it's Caridad Inc., Caro Cafe, 3472 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, 11208. So they were up for review for a standard renewal. We approved. They were asking to sell liquor, wine, beer, and cider. We had no complaints from the 75th precinct. They were in good standing in the community, so the committee voted for an approval.
So the committee voted yes?
Yes, for this.
Okay. So I would entertain a motion to approve the renewal for Caridad Caro Cafe, 3472 Fulton Street. It's a standard renewal to sell liquor, wine, beer, and cider. Be careful. I'll entertain a motion. Roe Johnson makes the motion, a second by Ms. Worley. Is there any questions?
I can see.
Hearing none, we're going to the vote. All in favor of approving this renewal for Carol Cafe? Say aye. Anyone opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. So Carol Cafe will receive the renewal from the board. The last one.
The last establishment is Caribbean Breeze Banquet Hall Incorporated. They're located at 275 Belmont Avenue. Their review was for alteration within
7.5 or 7.6?
I'm sorry?
Is it 275 or 276?
276.
Okay.
Belmont Avenue. Their application was for alteration within their establishment. They have 3 levels. They were only licensed for 1. They were told they were not in compliance with SLA, so they had to have alterations for the other 2 floors. So the issues that were discussed briefly was regarding homelessness near their establishment that they have no control over. So there is no real issues as far as the committee is concerned, because that's a police enforcement issue. It has nothing to do with the establishment. The committee recommended approval of their application to alter their license to include their other 2 floors. That's why it's an alteration for their license. It's not a standard renewal. It's not a new application. It's basically an add-on.
Can you give some clarity on this? We're actually voting for alterations as part of the State Liquor Authority license?
Yeah, that's one of the choices on a 30-day notice.
Uh-huh.
Whether it is standard renewal, whether it's a new license, and then they have other options on it that you can choose for. It all goes to the state authority.
Okay. So it has come out the committee as you guys approving?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Perkins. Thank you, Public Safety Committee. I will entertain a motion to accept the committee's recommendation for the alterations for this establishment. I'll entertain a motion. Roe Johnson, motion to accept. Anna Fisher seconds it. Is there any questions? To the alterations, none. Okay. All in favor of approving the alteration for this restaurant, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? They have it. Ms. Perkins, and then we'll give a
I just want to say on behalf of our committee, have a wonderful summer. Love each other, love your neighbor, and care for others. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bonifant. Oh, we rolling on, we rolling on, we rolling on. Any other committee reports? Okay, there's a few committee reports in the folder. You can read it at your leisure. You can look for my report and newsletter to be coming in the next few weeks. Okay, 1 second. Coming in the next few weeks. Ms. Worley from Aging and Social Service would like to say something, so I'm gonna yield the floor to her.
Good evening, all. This is going to be real quick. We have the Aging Health and Social Service Committee would like to stand with a family whose mom is going to be 103 on August 1st. Yes, and we would like the community
I'm
to
gonna
come
ask that we please keep the noise down with the talking in the back. We are still having a meeting out of respect. Could we please be respectful of what's going on up front? We will be out of here in 10 minutes. So if we could just pay attention to what's going on right here, and then you guys could speak in 10 minutes when the meeting is over. I just don't want to hold people any longer. Out of respect for everyone's time, the room is thinning out. We're almost finished. Please and thank you.
Thank you. The date is August 1st, and it's going to be at 12 o'clock. We just want to acknowledge, this lady. She's the oldest resident in our community. So we're asking the district office, Ms. Perkins, Ms. Lohman, and some of our elected officials to come out. And we as a community stand out and support and, celebrate, because as we know, we don't see too many of our elders out. And to honor this lady would just be a nice thing for us to do some acts. And you could just, I don't have the exact address of the house. I sent it in the email. But the house is the last house going down Bradford Street on the left-hand side. It's the last house before that construction at the corner of Sutter. It's the last house. It's on the corner of Bradford and Sutter. The date is August 1st, and it's at 12 o'clock. Thank you all. Enjoy your summer.
So as Ms. Worley stated, she asked the district office, she asked the board to partake with this, and she asked if we could send something to the elected officials. I am going to put something together to send something to the elected officials. I've already spoken to them. I'm going to send them officially something from the community board requesting what you asked for. She is 103 years old, and this is something that we should honor. We should be a part of it. So I am going to, with our logo and our template, I will send a letter to Mr. Banks. I will send a letter to Ms. Lucas. I will send a letter to Ms. Prasad, and I'll have a conversation with Frida as well to see if Hakeem Jeffries will do something. I've already spoken to a few of them, but verbal is one thing, but putting it in writing is another. And I can assure you that I am going to put it in writing. This is board business, so it will be from this office. I will send something to all of those people so that we can honor that young lady who's 103 years old. I ask God, because God be the glory, that we all get to be 103 years old, okay? Okay, so with that being said, is there any old business? Any new business? Okay, so what I want to say before we leave, I got 8 minutes, it's 8:22. I want to speak about attendance. I am serious. I'm not going to let the borough president clean house for us. I am going to remove you. 3 meetings in a row. I know there's some people that was up here already. We voted them off. They are not here again. They will be voted off again. They will be voted off again. And I just want you to also know that I will be reassigning board members and assigning new board members because we seem to think it's a game. You know, I mean, people are not serious with their meetings. People are not coming to executive board meetings. If you are not committed and you have other things to do, I understand respectfully. But respectfully, respect us. Because there's a lot of us that come to these executive board meetings and a lot of you just don't show up. So either you show up or get removed. And I'm publicly saying it, so in September when we come back, if the committees don't look the same, there's a reason why. If I can do it, working 11 to 7, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., and sometimes 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and then 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., if I can do it with my schedule, you can do it with yours. We're only asking for 1 executive board meeting a month, which is the 3rd Thursday of the month. Maybe everybody needs to look in the calendar and write it down. The 3rd Thursday of every month, we have executive board meeting. The 4th Wednesday of every month, we have general board meetings. And then you have your committee meeting. And then you can go to whatever meetings that you want to go to. But those are 3 meetings that you must attend. And if you are in leadership role and you don't want to be the leader, step aside. Because we got some new, fresh blood that's willing to take those positions. So I'm saying it publicly, respectfully. Respectfully. If you are removed, don't feel any way. Because you've showed what it is that you want to do and gonna do. Because if it means or meant anything to you, you would let us know the reason why you're not coming and just not show. Because you don't choose to. So I just want you to know it's disrespectful, and as the chair, the board, the head of this board, under my leadership, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing, and I ask that you respect me enough to allow me to do this. It's not right. I can call off 5 people on one hand that's here before me every meeting. And I'm busting the door down coming from work. But they're here and they're waiting because this is their civic duty and this is what they signed up for. I didn't sign up for you. You signed up and said, I want to be a community board member. You put in your application. You gave your license. You gave your light bills and all this other stuff, your whole pedigree. You get to be picked and put on the board, and then you don't show up. So I just want you to know, respectfully, in September, if things are different, please just continue coming to the meetings. You know, you may not be the co-chairs. You may not be on a specific committee, but you'll still be on the board unless you don't come to the meetings. No attendance, you won't be on the board. I mean, sorry. So I want to say that. Please make sure that your committee interest forms is all in because I'm going to need that so that this way you can be assigned. I want to make sure that we have a first, a second, a third choice for everybody. So as we move pieces around, we could try to put you and fit you where you have an interest. All right? I said my newsletter will be coming in the next few weeks. and upcoming. And that would be it for me. I want to wish everybody a happy summer. If we need to have an emergency meeting, we'll reach out to you. Highland Park, we did not forget about you. We will be having a meeting. The tentative date is July 9th. Spread the word. I don't want anybody coming out to a meeting on the 26th because it's not happening. July 9th, we are looking to have a meeting with the developers. It is a land use meeting. This is not a special meeting. This is the land use follow-up meeting from Maxwell because we did not allow the residents to say what it is that they needed to say. And in CB5, we listen to the community first, and then we get together as a committee, and then we say to the developer, this is what it is. So everyone have a safe evening. God bless you. Thank you for being on this board. This is the best board in the city. And have a safe summer. I make a motion to adjourn. Wait, who made the Miss Rivera and Isaiah? Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless, and I'll see you in the summer.